Okay, let's talk about this partnership because it's a major U.S. bank, and I want you to quantify the upside of this for us. How much of a boost in revenue does this mean for Klarna?
Well, time will tell. But I mean, obviously, from our perspective, JP Morgan is one of the, is probably the largest payments company in the world. They actually do $2 trillion worth of volume. And so for Klarna, that does $100 billion on an annual basis, even if we're super successful with them and can get 5 to 10% of that volume over time, that's obviously a massive opportunity. So we'll find out. It's always, big partnership like this. You announce them, and then it takes some time because there's systems, integrations, promotions, and stuff like that. But we're very, very excited about it and super proud over the fact that JP Morgan decided to work with us.
But they might decide to work with other buy now, pay later players. Is that an issue, the competition?
No, I mean, I think, look, they work with both Visa, MasterCard, and Amex. And I think like the next generation of companies that you see on the screen here, they are kind of the next generation. We think of ourselves as a third-party network. And I think there will obviously be others as well. So there will be others, but we're very happy to be first to announce this partnership with them.
And let's talk about that third-party focus and these partnerships, Sebastian, because I know we can't talk too much about an IPO, but you've got a lot of investors to convince of the ultimate valuation of your company when you're signing up merchants but not having a direct relationship. Just tell us about the value that has.
No, for sure. I mean, Klarna have historically signed up merchants directly, and that's brought us to about 600,000 merchants. But then we took a closer look at maybe the most successful expansion of a third-party network was Amex in the last 2-3 decades, which went from, being something you only used at restaurants and hotels to being, something you can use everywhere. And so it's all about acceptance points. And we realized that that's not going to happen by our own machine. That can only happen through these amazing partnerships with Stripe and the Adyen's of the world and the WorldPays and the JP Morgans of the world and so forth. So we're super happy about this. It gives us, access to millions and millions of merchants to make Klarna acceptable. I mean, in the US, still a lot of people associate us primarily with buy now, pay later, but almost 30% of our volume is pay in full, the full amount. We offer all types of payment forms. So we think about ourselves as a third-party network. Visa, MasterCard, and the others need some competition.
Let's stay in the U.S. for a minute, Sebastian, because here, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, its future is in question now that it's kind of come within striking distance of Elon Musk's Doge. Is this a good thing for Klarna?
Well, I mean, look, I think we are based in Europe where there's a very tough regulation, much tougher in many ways. I mean, it was actually funny. The only thing Trump said that was for more regulation was to cut credit card interest rate fees, which to me kind of made sense because, a lot of markets we operate in Europe, you will see max interest rate card could be at 16% or 18%, right? While in the US it's very, very different. So I think you could expect from this administration still quite some tough challenges to the banks. But I think the best way is going to be more competition. And to some degree, less regulation can help to accelerate more competition and to go after those excess profits that we've seen in the banking industry. So I think that we have always operated according to regulatory requirements, but also in addition to that, we have always said that the ethical standards are extremely important for us and to make sure that we provide services that are priced reasonably for consumers, that we don't charge too high interest or too high fees and so forth. And that's going to continue being an objective for us, whether CFPB is present or not.
All right. Well, real quickly, Sebastian, what about crypto? You called it a decentralized Ponzi scheme in 2022. Has that changed? Is Klarna planning to get into the space?
I was happy you brought that up. Well, I actually this weekend after, thanks to my board member Andrew from Sequoia, I met with a few very interesting crypto companies, and after listening to them and what's happening with crypto, stablecoins, bitcoins, I did a small tweet this weekend that said that okay, I give up. It's time to explore crypto for Klarna, and I thought that everyone would be just sighing and thinking it was the most boring news ever because it feels like we're the last large fintech in the world to say that. But I had over 1 million views and people were super engaged. The whole community opened up and I got 1,000 ideas of what we're going to do. So I'm excited about that now. So I'm happy, sometimes you're wrong.